love me to your little boy and beat him when he sneezes. He only does it to annoy because he knows it teases.
Hello, my lovelies. Well, gotta wait a little while for Cookie to arrive. Gotta wait a few minutes for Cookie to arrive. He's running late. So, I'll give an update on last night's live. Do you know what? There's absolutely nothing shown here. I don't know whether StreamYard is playing up again. But my screen looks funny, so if anyone's putting comments, I can't really see them. So anyway, yeah, last night's live went to the left dramatically. Hiya, Kelsey, sweetheart, and I don't like all that case and I don't like people putting threats. You want to act like that, sink estate animals. Go on Jingle Jangle Jim Smith's channel where all the, scummies are. Stay there. Don't come on mine. This isn't for people like that. Hiya, Melanie. So I made it private. I knew once it starts to happen, and I thought, this has gone totally to the left. It's gone out of control, and I'm not happy with it being on my channel because it's a bad reflection on my channel having filters like that on there. So I'll put it private. I've edited it. I've taken out the threats and I've taken out the curse words. So it will be going up again tomorrow. But that's why it's not up there at the moment. Someone was saying that I deleted it. I hadn't deleted it. It was nothing was said that could get anyone in trouble. All that it just was ugly. It was very, very ugly. And sadly, it's had an effect on, the way I'm going to be running my lives. Any sense of that happening again, there's going to be one warning, then the second warning, then someone's getting kicked out. It's not even going to be a continual, no, come on, calm down. Because there were emotions running high. And I thought there was addiction problems here. I was letting it go on longer than they should have. Where they should have just turned around and stopped it straight away. But next time I'll do that, I can assure you. Hiya, Sharon. Hiya, James. So yes, that's a excuse me, what? Coughing. Yes, I've got another like Narrative Destroyer. Cookie Society wants to be fashionably like darlings. I mean, why did you do it on my channel? You don't turn up fashionably late on my channel. Do it on other people's channels. My God. Now, that's an interesting one. Have I ever been an addict to cigarettes? I was. And I was only saying yesterday to one of my neighbours, as far as I'm concerned, if you smoke tobacco, you're still an addict. You are. That's why I won't stick my nose up at people who are addicted to drugs. Well, it's not only that I won't stick my nose up to them, but never drugs. If you think in the classic sense of drugs, never have. Never. I don't even drink. But I used to smoke, and my God, that was bad enough giving that up. It took me a hell of a long time to give up smoking. It was a horrendous battle. Tell you what, Doc, if you carry on, you might as well get out before I kick you out. Because I'm not having anyone bringing negativity onto my channel, which is all positivity, light, joy, and bliss. Yeah, Travis, it is an addiction. That's why when people who smoke look down on people who take drugs, it's like, well, wait a minute, you're an addict yourself. So that's it. That's the way I see it. But anyway, still, he's got 10 minutes. He said 10 minutes, so I'm timing it down. I've told him don't even be a second over 10 minutes late. Well, but the thing is, it's a Ben was supposed to be on today, but I don't feel comfortable with him coming on. Not after last night. I'll just leave it at that. I don't feel I mean, I'll have him on another thing, but I'm not having him talking about a serious subject. Where tonight is it was planned to be talking about addiction tonight, but it's wherever the chat goes when Cookie comes on. But I don't feel comfortable at the moment until I think about Ben more and what's the reality behind us. Well, Rob, you go and ask him. It's not for me to ask him. You go and ask. I don't know why you're asking me all these questions for. Or what, or no, and all that. Just looking at the chat. So, yeah, that's what happened last night. Just going to check up on something. Okay, well, it's in the chat. You can ask him. So let's get this, Maggie. If someone's got mental health issues, they should be locked in a room and never communicate with anyone online. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I'll put this up here because this is an interesting comment. Ben is mentally unwell. Surprised you had him on your panel. So what do we do with people that have mental health issues? Just scurry them away. Those days have gone where you hide people away and don't talk to them or don't discuss anything with them. Those days, thankfully, are gone. Right. Just let's check something else. Well, this is exciting, isn't it? Me sitting here like waiting for him to turn up. And one thing you never do to me is say to me, I'll be 10 minutes late, then not turn up within that 10 minutes because it really irks me. Because I was brought up always to be pinpoint on time, never late, unless it was an absolute emergency. You were never late for it anyway. So, any questions in the chat? No, I know what you're saying, Maggie, but the thing is, it's a bit judgmental saying, I'm surprised you had him on your panel. You know, it's judgmental towards me, saying that I was wrong doing that. I can't see anything wrong in doing that. I mean, if everyone that had mental health on YouTube didn't go on panels, my God, it would be silent. I think everyone's got mental health issues that come onto YouTube. Well, I don't know what's happening here, lovelies. I don't know what's happening. And I think this might be a dud live. Unless I'm going to get that. I can't click on it. The link's not working. I'll give it another minute, then I'm moving on. Because I'm not having this. People saying they're coming on and then being late. And me looking like a bleeding right melon, sitting here waiting for them. Yeah, it's 15 minutes. That's not 10 minutes. This, darlings, if I add up 10 minutes late, would have been 5 minutes ago. So, unless someone magically appears in the chat that wants to come on, that's got something interesting to say, there's no point doing it, is there? Because I say I'm not here to wait for people to arrive late at their convenience. It is stuff. I never turn up late for anything. It would have to be really, really serious for me to turn up late for anything. I never do. I was just brought up like that. Pinpoint on time, never late. Because it used to always get a right talking to whatever did. Well, Panel Scouts, that's what you do. If someone's late all the time, you don't say that you did a job. They can't complain. And one of the worst things you can get sacked for is lateness, because you've tried to get another employee to take you on when you're late all the time. No chance. I was hoping Dingo could come on narrative, but he's stuck in Jingle Jangle Jim Smith's. Because it'll be 20 minutes in a minute. Once it hits 20 minutes, there's no chance. I'm going to have to go. And then next time, I'll make sure that people I have on are going to turn up. It's not going to be any, I'll be this late, I'll be that late, I'll be that late. It's just taking the pay when people do that to you. No, he sent me a message on Facebook. Here he is at last. He's going to get a telling off now.
Oh, yeah. Took me some day.
Don't think about it. Keep your mouth shut, right?
Oh,
Don't even think about saying, I'm sorry, right? Because you're not.
I am. I've been in a panic. I've been in a panic.
So you should be. So you should be being late for my show. And this, do you know what I was going to do? Introduce you with darling. Here we are, watch this. I uploaded this just for you, darling. Here we are. Watch this.
You can't think how glad I am to see you, you dear old thing.
Wasn't that a lovely introduction to you?
Yes.
I've just been slagging you off here to everyone. I hope you ears are burning. I've been slagging you off. So, anyway, your background looks a bit weird.
And it's because I've been doing everything in a rush, right? Can you hear us good, though?
Yeah, fine, brilliantly.
I
thought your name was spelled Cookie with an IE.
It is. I think. Steve,
you forgot, didn't you?
Aye.
You forgot how to spell your own name. Good God. What's this? VC and Amy. Well, Amy came on yesterday. I'll just cover this. Amy did come on yesterday, but she was railroad. She couldn't get a word in sideways, and it was getting her wound up. So she couldn't really get a point across what she was saying. But she's put an explanation up on her channel about this Pinky Humble thing, which I like this Pinky Humble channel. And it just makes sense what she's saying. It makes sense what she's saying about it. But she was getting railroaded. She couldn't get a thing, what she needed to say or wanted to say out. So it ended badly on the live. And I put it in the waiting room, the naughty step. I put it in the naughty step. And but she just went of her own accord. But it will be up tomorrow, but without the sweary words, because I won't have that cursing. As you know, Cookie, will I? I won't have us.
No, the cursing's not good. I don't like the cursing either.
No, I'm not going to have my adult human female listeners shocked and swooning and fainting. I mean, Kels, it's a good job. Ice Queen is near one swear word and she faints. She can't take cursing. She can't, Ice Queen. She faints with shock. It's terrible. Anyway, so I say the plan was Ben's in the live chat to talk about, addiction and stuff like that, but it just went that to the left. I don't know whether you saw it last night. Did you, Cookie?
No, I didn't see it last night. No.
Oh my God.
I know.
You're not watching the main channel, the main event. You're not watching it every night eagerly to see what I've got on. Well, it went to the left really badly, and so I didn't feel.
And you've gone silent.
So Ben's not coming on. Not today. Ben will be on in a future time when we're talking about something else. But at the moment, it just went really to the left yesterday, and I don't need that hassle on because I've had to edit the video and everything live and cut bits out and do this, and it took me hours to do it.
That's my decent camera. If you give us 1 minute, Anne.
I will do. Here we are, 1 minute, 10 minutes later. Here we are, 1 minute, 10 minutes later. Yeah, just with it. Right, when Cookie's doing this, let's see.
I hate you. And the moral of that is, 'tis love makes the world go round.
There we go. That was a nice little filler. And this fella said he might be coming on.
Oh, shut up, man.
He might be coming on. Might be, but he's at the moment he's in Jim Smith's and they're all slagging me off as usual.
Newcastle thing, do you? There we go. Aye, so we're live now. Aye, we're live now.
Yeah, but well live, yeah. Well live. We've been live for 23 minutes. Well, I've been live for 23 minutes. But anyway, so what's been going on with you? I know I watched your last video.
Aye, I just went down to the town, had a little look about the town. I wanted to see where this bridge was that Scotty G was told to go and live under by the council, and because I know a little bit about the homeless down there, because I've known a few people down there, so I know what it's like and that,
Oh, there's
I didn't think it
Teagle.
would last long down there, I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah. Teagle saying Cookie looks so well. So good to
thank
see.
you.
Yeah. Teagle's one of my folks been with me for a long time. Are you, Jedi? But yeah, so yeah, I saw that it was interesting to see the people looking at you, giving you daggers, weren't they, as you were walking around?
When I was walking through, it's dead uncomfortable walking through the city centre with people looking at you and that. It really is. There was a few friendly faces, which was good, and they shouted out and waved at the camera and all that, but it was all right. Then I seen them young'uns doing at the bottom next to the quayside, doing next to the Moot Hall, Crown Court, smoking and stuff like that, weren't it? Just nowhere to go, no youth clubs on out for them, is there really? So, no, it was a canny night for us. I walked up to the West End, had a little walk around the West End, and it was canny. I'll do some more like that. I'll do some more videos, talk a little bit more, because I do like the homeless issue, and I did mention this Charlie Veach fella. He's canny big on YouTube, and I do like him and that he is canny and that, but I just the weekends on the homeless, I think they've got enough problems to start with.
That's it.
Labeling them like that.
Billy Moore pulled him up about that.
He did.
Describes him, and he's too eager to kick out at people. I don't like that. I've seen him kicking people. He punched that fella's nose in, didn't he? And it's like, no, why isn't someone arresting him for this? Because when people come up to him, all right, people come up to you, you say, no, stand away. You give them the option. You don't kick them, which I've seen him do.
That's right. You give them option, but they can be quite intimidating when they approach you,
I know.
But they can, and I think they recognise that Charlie fella like straight away.
Yeah. Oh God.
And start making a beeline for him straight away. But he is quite funny in some of his videos and stuff, and that he's very articulate. He's quite good.
Oh, he can be good.
Just when he's dehumanising the homeless, I just don't like that side of it.
That's right. I don't like. Didn't I hear? I don't know whether I'm right, but I'm sure that the black belt barrister. Have you ever seen him?
I have watched him.
I'm sure he said he's in partnership with him. I'm sure he did. I heard that once. I'm sure I didn't imagine it.
Maybe because he'll need someone to represent him to come to the police station if he ever gets locked up for all that and to put his case up, like so. Not to stand up in court with him. But I hope he doesn't get locked up because he seems a canny fella. But because Billy Moore's all he takes hands on and he does try to bring a more human side to them.
The only thing I've got against Billy Moore, and I pulled him up in this once, he's making Liverpool look like a right dosso, which it isn't. Of course, you'll have some bad days, but he goes out and goes to all these bad places, and he's just like, he searches them out, and these people, and it's just like, why are you just going for that? Show the good side of Liverpool. There's plenty about Liverpool that's good. Plenty of good. You can go around Liverpool and never see these places that he's filming. But that's all he's doing. If he was given a balance, that'd be all right. But he's going for the clicks, isn't he? And the clicks show the horror stories.
The horror stories, aye.
Yeah.
I mean, I could walk you through some estates around Maine. And that honestly, Anne, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it how bad it is. I'll do a video and I'll walk up and doing the back lanes and all that, and honestly, and up and doing the streets and the back lanes and that, and the people that they're crazy as well. And it's pure poverty. It is, Anne. And it's a huge area in Newcastle as well. And there's like pockets of them areas in Newcastle, you know, dotted all over. And it really miffs me because where I'm from, you've got the banks of the Tyne, right? Where Armstrong Vickers was, where George Stevenson, the Elswick Works was, and stuff and all that. And there was, Newcastle was one of the richest cities in the world at one time. And they've replaced all that along the banks of the Tyne, where all that industry was, with just crap that's just not beneficial to the local area, you know, and just they've left the local area just to rot, basically, in their own mental health. Because my area was notoriously poor. Used to, went back in the day when the Mary Bell and all that situation happened.
Oh, Mary Bell, terrible.
Yeah, it was a really, really poor. They call it Rat Alley, where you know, and that street was the most roughest street in Newcastle. I got to see it was.
Yeah,
you know, at the time as well, because you know, Newcastle in that part of Newcastle, particularly part of Newcastle, that had the highest crime rate in Britain. You know, since this right away through the 60s and the 70s and right away up to the 80s and that, you know, was notorious. Aye, Scots would. Yeah.
But then the thing is, Jed, I know that you could leave your door open back in the day. I remember someone saying, and they knocked the nail right in the head, said that's because no one had anything back in the day. They didn't. The working class people had nothing. You basically
were lucky to have a radio on the roof back in when my father was growing up and all that, you know.
You used to. This is it. Used to, because I remember that in the 70s. People were getting more affluent in the 70s and stuff.
We were getting black and white TVs.
It was then. It wasn't a case that you could leave your door open. But I remember where my mama came from. They used to have. And this was in the 70s. They used to have the keys glued into the front door so they wouldn't lose them. You couldn't do that now. You couldn't do that now.
No.
I'm telling you. Couldn't.
But too many valuables in the house for people to steal.
And of course, you didn't have the addictions as well, where people would bagel houses to try and get money for the drugs and stuff.
Yeah,
so
but
you didn't have any of that.
But the poverty was so bad in these areas that people were drove into some extremes back then for stealing and stuff and that, you know, and it was especially in the 80s. In the 80s when I was growing up as well, mind you, I got to see it. Because I was born in 74. Aye.
Yeah, it was the 80s was the period. That was the Thatcher period, wasn't it? And that's when it was all white. What was it called? YTS and all that. I was okay because I was working. I was always working, so I was okay. But I remember, you know, there was a lot of. It was either you were on your way up or you were on your way down and staying down, wasn't it? That was the rule of Thatcher's Britain. That was the nasty.
It was. Thatcher. She was a funny and whole, like. She really wasn't. There was mass unemployment. I remember mass unemployment around my area. You know, a lot of people being brought up on dole money and stuff like that, like in pure poverty. Still like that to a large extent, you know.
I don't know
the mental health problems, the mental health that have been like generation after generation, with mental health problems and addiction problems, you know.
I think what it is that it was allowed to fester. You see, I've always said if people have to go out to work, whether you've got mental health issues or not. Years ago, this was like years ago. I'm older than you, Cookie, but years ago, whether you had mental health issues or not, you still had to go out to work because you starved if you didn't. And there was none of this, we must be sympathetic or all that. There was none of that. You just had to cope. Not saying that was right, but I think nowadays, it's just too It's not that. It's not helping someone saying, "Well, anyway, I'm going to throw money at you, and you just stay at home, and we'll give you money that you can spend on your addiction." It's got to be, "We'll give you this money if you do this."
Mm-hmm.
And get help and help yourself as well. Get out of it. Where now it's people getting paid to stay in that addiction. That's what's wrong with it.
I think, yeah, it's because a lot of people never ever really recover from addiction, and once they're trapped in it, for forever. So, and that makes them vulnerable to the point if the government were to treat them in where they would just stop that money completely if they didn't comply and started getting treatment and getting help with their problems and stuff and that, I think that would just push them further into desperation and stuff and that.
Well,
but it's like, well, I always forget about the victim side of it, because there are victims from when you're in a drug habit and you're trying to, if you're committing crime or anything like that, it's like a vicious circle, and it is.
See, I think the thing is as well, if they wanted to rid the country of drugs, because it's the supply of it that's causing the problem, they could do, because look, they locked down the world during the pandemic, right? They locked down the world, and yet you tell me they can't stop drugs. Look, if you go to places like North Korea, they certainly stopped the drugs getting in. So it can be done. It can be done.
It can definitely be done, like.
But they just don't want to do it.
It'll affect what it's how we're gonna deal with our economy, how will it affect our economy, and that's what and slow down the transport of goods coming in and out the country and stuff and all that.
Yeah,
that's you'd think we'd have some way around that to be able to detect everything that's coming into the country, but there's just that much coming in.
Well, because they're letting it in, Cookie. They could stop it if they wanted to. Believe me, they could. It's just that they're letting it come in. I think it's easier to have doped out citizens than having citizens that are, fully compass mentis that can see what's going on. That's the difference. It's like prison. I say they allow the drugs into prison because it keeps the prisoners calmed down. Whereas if they took them away, they'd be absolutely hell breaking loose.
Well, if they stop treating drug addicts, heroin addicts, and stuff like that with is it them? What is it they give the addicts again in jail? That green stuff, the methadone. If they stop treating people with methadone and the tablets that they sniff and all that, and start just giving them cannabis oil, they would be all right. But it costs money, you see.
The thing
it's
is,
easier to come off cannabis than
But the thing is, Cookie, just to say this, it's all right saying, well, what we're going to, it's all going to cost a hell of a lot of money to do that. But what they've got to do is, it's no good doing all that. Then when they're released, they're in the same situation and the drugs are still around them. That's the problem you've got, and there's no employment, or they're not basically told you'll have to start working somehow to keep your mind occupied. There's none of that. I mean, some people need, of course, some people need extra measures because some people find it that difficult to work, or to, you'll have to give them stronger measures and support. But it's like, it's like putting it in.
But you've got to have that emotional maturity there, you see.
Yeah.
For to be able to deal with these problems. And when that's not saying that not intelligent, because they're highly intelligent. So a lot of the addicts are very intelligent and they can steal a lot. But that emotional intelligence to be able to understand and take and get recovery and stuff, and that it's just not there for a lot of people, and never really will be. That's the sad thing about it, with this addiction, and it really is. It's these, when you take heroin, can you imagine taking heroin and like, you've taken it once, and then after you've taken it once, it just totally dominates your mind.
Mm,
to where you take it again, and then
Yeah.
and then once you come down off it, it starts it's dominating your mind again, and and that's what your life becomes like, where the drug is just dominates your mind, that you've got to get it, you've got to get it, you've got to get it,
yeah.
and that's what it's like.
It's society, Cookie. This society is needs. That's it. They know it's gone too far. They should never let it go that far, and it needs totally restructuring. And they know that, but it's trying to restructure it because it's a ingrained problem now. It's an ingrained issue. There's
Well,
also
you've got
this
this
country
angel
going back.
dust. You've
Yeah.
got angel dust going around. I watched one of Billy Moore's videos the other day, and he's talking to someone who's seen he's been on that there's an epidemic of angel dust and all that. I didn't even know what that is.
Oh, there's all sorts now. All sorts now.
I know there was the legal high and that when you used to remember when you could buy that and them legal drugs in the high street.
Doc said something interesting here. We say we won the war. Germany won in the long run because they make the green juice, making all the companies millions, but slowly killing folk at the other side, sadly. Tell you one thing about that, Doc, about this. We won the war. I get what you're saying. I do get you saying, but actually, the truth is, physically, we stopped the Germans. Physically, we won. But really, no one won. Because we were the greatest, most powerful country in the world. When we went to war with Germany, it ended up with us becoming the poor man. We're nothing, and we've gone in decline ever since then, right in decline. So, so speaking on basics,
ever since the First World War.
Wait a minute, let's finish what I'm saying. So, really, at the end of the day, we may have won the war tactical wise and all that, but the long issue is we didn't. We suffered more than Germany ever did. And that's the so I see what you're saying there about that. So yeah, it was it. All the problems all the problems England's had started from that war. Once we got
because that's when we started the what was left of the empire started to crumble.
Yeah.
Well, the British pound was no longer dominant, the main currency of the world. The dollar became the currency of the world. The British had to go to the Cayman Islands and places like that where they could put all the dodgy money through and help prop up the British economy. All these tax havens and stuff and that the British have got. That's what keeps us financially powerful in the world.
Yeah.
Till this day. Keeps the value of the pound quite high.
Yeah. But again, as to say, all empires fall, don't they? Every empire comes, then falls. It happens to everyone. So it's happening to us, will happen to America. It's going to happen to other countries out there. But I know one thing I've never known. In all my time, I've never known a government as incompetent as this one. I really have. I thought I'd seen it all. I thought I'd seen it all with the Tories, but I never thought I'd say, I never ever thought I'd turn around and say, I'll never vote Labour again. Never. As long as I live, I won't vote Labour again because I was brought up to be Labour and I wouldn't vote them again. And I thought I'd never say this. What we need in this country now is another Margaret Thatcher. That's what we need. And I hate saying that because I'm a Scouser, but she would sort out all this problem. She'd sort it out. She wouldn't mess about with it.
She was the Iron Lady.
Yeah. She wouldn't mess about.
She was the Iron Lady.
She wouldn't be giving away land. Now the Falklands is most probably going to go, which people lost their lives for. Because of these idiots.
That's right. They shouldn't be giving none of that away at all. It's strategically. I mean, they've just give some island away at the moment.
Yeah. But this is it. Now the Falklands will most probably go because of these pissy knicker bleeding lot. which they are.
That David Lamb, he's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. I don't.
Well, they all are.
Aye. And he's took that. You see, because I think that the sense in that the politically things are starting to change in this country, and I think that because the conservatism and the right have become very, very popular, very, very popular.
Yeah. Why have they
And
become
so-
popular though, Cookie? Why are the right
But
so
that's
popular?
right.
It's
That's
because
right.
these lots are making them popular. Exactly.
Aye. I mean, it leaves us also feel that there's been no politicians there for to represent that hold our views. That leaves us vulnerable, I think,
Mm.
to people like Farage. I don't know if Farage is too bad, to tell you the truth,
Well,
but he's a snobby Tory at the end of the day.
at the
and I
end of
didn't
the
like
day,
that.
the Farage and they are, well, the ultimate Thatcherites, aren't they? They're ultimate
are.
Thatcherites. Yeah, they are Thatcherites. There's no doubt about that. It's not like they're going to give anything different. That is a Tory party. And that's why there's so many Tories in there, ex-Tories, because it's the old Tory belief system that they're into.
Aye, well, you see, it's like, this is what the Tories are like, and now I'm watching Dan Mutton on YouTube, and he's talking to the ex-editor of The Sun. I forget his name, Summit Mackenzie, right? But he wasn't very popular. He's not very popular in my eyes in any case. But they're talking about the death penalty. And in this conversation, right, they bring up people on benefits, right? And this is so typical of the Tories, right? That as they're talking about the death penalty, they're talking about people on benefits at the same time, right? And ironically, if they ever did bring the death penalty back, it would be a lot of people who were on benefits would probably would probably be victim to the death penalty, you know. And that's what these people are like.
You see, what's your views on that capital punishment?
And I think that for certain crimes, right, that death penalty should be there, but at the same time, right, because of the way our politics is and the way things work in our country, right, if you're bringing a law like that, they just use it to say, all right, then we'll bring it in because these are terrible people and they need to be killed because they've committed terrible, terrible crimes against kids and stuff like that. And then that's just like a blag to put that on top of everybody. Because when you think about it, they bring in terrorism laws, right, that the council used to spy on normal people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not for the death penalty for them reasons, because it's not, the laws are abused in them kind of ways.
Well, what it is, and this is what people forget about why it was disbanded. It was disbanded in the 60s, the death penalty, or capital punishment, as it was called. And the reason why, and people forget this, it wasn't so much that the public were outraged by it. It was just that there was one mistrial after another, where they found out after the fact that the police had hidden evidence. The judges were just fed up finding out after they'd sent someone to the gallows that the police had messed with the evidence. Now, as I say, if they bring in a law and say that it can be shown that the police are tampering with evidence and someone gets wrongfully hung, those police officers that were involved in that should be hung themselves. That might stop them doing it. That might stop them doing it.
Well, just think about it for a minute, Anne. Think back then. One of the famous sayings was, right, if you got rolled up by a police officer, right, you were buggered. That means that you were stitched up because there was no tapes. So a police officer could sit there. It was rife with corruption. So you can just imagine how many innocent people were hung.
Yeah. Oh, this is it. Well, we know
it.
that, do we? Do you remember Timothy Evans, the in the what was his name? 10 Middleton Place. Oh, I can't remember his name. The murderer. He made it just. Oh, he used to make them think that he was helping them, with um illegal terminations and stuff like that. Oh, people, what
Oh,
was his
I've
name?
watched that. Yes, I know who that.
You
I
know,
know that one.
Christie. That's it, Christie. Now
Ah,
that
was did
that caused a huge outcry because Timothy Evans was someone we deem now as having
that's right? He
severe
got his
difficulties.
upstairs neighbour
Yeah,
to take the
he had.
black for killing his wife.
Yeah, well, he had
That's right.
difficulties. Timothy Evans sort of tipped the balance because this was a fella that was like a rabbit in the headlights. He obviously couldn't defend himself because he had learning difficulties, no doubt about it.
Mhm,
And people were horrified when that happened, when they found out
mhm,
that
mhm.
Christie had done it. So there was this huge campaign. But the only sad thing is, well, maybe not sad because sometimes you wonder, is it the easy way out to give them the death penalty? But then because it ended just as the most majors were going to trial, and they got it.
I will. Yeah, the British public seem to think
Yeah,
prison is easy, and
no,
well,
it's not.
it's not.
That's
It's
why they
not.
keep on trying to escape because it's so easy.
That's
Don't
right.
they?
I mean, the government are wanting, well, not the government, the right are wanting to get rid of the Human Rights Act, the European Human Rights Act.
Yeah, but such a
In,
Cookie, right? That's overestimated that human rights. Like so I'd say ECHRC, it's pathetic. It is. It's how useful it actually is. It seems. Know what the police call it? The criminals' charter. It ends up protecting more majors, criminals, and illegal migrants than it does innocent people.
it is, but like, I don't even trust these Tories to be able to, because believe you me, up until was started canon by the Human Rights Act, the way they were treating people in prison was terrible.
Oh
And
yeah,
it was
it had
there was
some
the
good
human rights,
benefits.
the European Human Rights, who made the conservative governments of the times start being more humane to prisoners.
Mm, yeah.
Otherwise, I think it'd still be living in Victorian conditions in their prisons.
Oh, Victorian conditions were horrific, weren't they? I mean, that was when prison was hard labour and all that. My
Mhm.
God. And you've got to be
Victorian
careful with
regime.
prison.
They're
I've
still in
always said,
Victorian conditions. It's just not a Victorian regime that's going on.
but what
Because
is,
listen, now that Preston prison, there'll be black mould on the walls and everything right now in them prison cells because the winter's coming up now.
I think
Telling
what
you,
is Cookie, as I say it, yeah, the thing you have to be careful with prisons is that we see this in America, the penal system. The penal system in America is called the biggest modern day slavery in the world because they have the prisoners working for literally nothing. They have
for
them
nothing,
working for
yes.
pittance. Now,
Yeah,
when
they've
you've
made
got
me
that
pay.
happening, you've got to be careful because some crafty government will be creating laws so anyone can be arrested so that they supply the chain of basically what is
That's,
slavery.
well,
And it
that's
should
right.
never be slavery. And I don't think I've said this again and again and again. It's only a few people prison will work with. They know
Mhm,
that you might as well have them out in the community and forcing them,
mhm.
even if you have to use a big whip. You will do this, you will do that for your community, but then you've got the problem. See, it's such a melange of, I say, issues that could go wrong. If you
Yeah, because
do
you've got to
work,
get the
wait a minute,
balance.
Cookie, don't interrupt me when I'm
All
talking. I don't
right.
have that right. I haven't finished my sentence. Right. What is that you get them in the community working? Is that going to stop someone's potential job that could have a job? That's another thing you've got to be careful of, haven't you?
Mhm.
So that's what
Well,
I.
that's right. Well, that's what goes on. I mean, bloody Tory Justice Minister, he was a proper snide and everybody didn't like him. Oh, he was the Deputy Prime Minister under Boris. forget his name. Well, in any case, he's brought in a law now that the prisoners can actually sign proper contracts now. So businesses can go into prisons and employ prisoners to do jobs.
That's what you've got to be careful of. It's labour
Oh,
on
they
the
brought
cheap.
it in a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's labour on the cheap. That's what happens in America. It's a slave trade, really.
Well, they
Slave
were doing
trade.
it. They were doing it to me when I was in DCAT. I was
Yeah.
like working in the chicken factory that was on the prison grounds, and I was getting 120 quid a week. But the factory was paying a full wage to the prison, so everybody in that factory was paying every prisoner's wage in the prison, and what was left was whatever got spent on whatever in the prison, right? And then we didn't mind that because we were getting 120 quid a week, and sometimes we'd get a little bit more when we'd done overtime. But then the governor didn't like that, right? And cut we're doing to 30 quid a week.
Yeah.
We're doing to 30 quid a week. We're slaving away in that chicken factory. Honestly, it was absolutely disgusting. They've just got a really bad habit of turning people who are criminals into victims, making them feel like victims, making them feel like they're hard done by that. Fair enough, you've got to be punished and what have you, but you've got to also be taught that if you work hard, you'll get rewarded. Not taking liberties with.
The thing is,
You know what I'm saying?
as to say, you've got to stop, and this is what's got to stop. You can't have businesses going in there and getting cheap labour. You can't have that because that's doing other people out of jobs, and it shouldn't be allowed. But that's what they do. It's just like, here's some cheap labour, and so they'll have to keep a constant supply of this labour going.
That's right, they will,
and that's it. So that's what happens.
That's exactly what's happening now in the British. They brought in that the prisoners now legally, because it wasn't legal. It wasn't legal a couple of years ago for them to sign proper contracts with as jobs.
Yeah.
But now it is. And this is the beginning. Because the prisons, they're planning that the prison system is going to increase in population by thousands, quite a few thousand over the next 10 years.
We've got thousands coming in every year on boats, so it's going through.
That's disgusting, man. I can't believe that's going on. Did you see that there? There's this bloke, he's a Welsh bloke, ex-Royal Marine, went over to the Calais camps and went in and done filming and seen what was going on and stuff and all that. And they're all on drugs, and a lot of them really are criminals.
Well, this is it. They know they are not only criminals, they've got terrorists involved in them as well. And we've opened our borders and said, come in, guys. Look, we stopped when we had less technology, we stopped the Germans invading us in 1930s, 40. Right now, we can't stop these boats. We can. They don't want to. They've got, I don't know what they're up to, but they're up to something. There's some plan here. There's some plan that we don't know about.
And we're not. It's like, I don't know why they're allowing it to happen. I mean, they're trying to, it's almost like they really are ashamed of our history, of the British history, and that
we're made to be ashamed. We're made to be ashamed, and this is the thing. I refuse to be ashamed of.
Oh, I'm not ashamed. I know there's been bad things, but I think there's been brought a lot of good in this world. A lot of good, loads.
Well, this is
bad.
Look, if you're talking about, like the thing, the racism and all this in England that goes on. This is how stupid it's getting now. You've got it good when you have to pick on something stupid to make yourself out to be a victim. Have you heard this thing that you get? Oh God, no, my brain's gone. It's totally gone. I can't even remember the word now. a simulation. I've read this, a simulation, I think it's called. What it is that if a white person, gets plaits or fritters their hair or does something that's seen as being, or tans or something like
I've
that, to
seen
try
that,
and
right?
that robbing someone else's, the robbing brown and black
Someone else's
culture.
culture, aye.
But
That's right.
when
Yeah.
But when a black person or a brown person starts doing something which is classically a Caucasian person, like straightening their hair or making their eyes look blue with contacts or whitening the skin, lightening the skin with chemicals, that is appreciation. Why isn't that, Robin?
Because
Culture, and
it's
this is the
double
rubbish thing to
standards.
know.
I can't stand the double standards.
But
I
this is
don't
it.
understand that.
Because they want to be victims, that's it.
I don't understand how I've meant it because I'm white and I'm male that I've come from a privileged background.
I know.
I don't understand that.
What they're
Because
saying,
it
I
hasn't
think what
been.
they're saying, they're not saying that you've come from a privileged background. What's being said is that because you're white, you'll be privileged in this country and more opportunities. But when I look around me, I'm sorry, I'm seeing something else. I don't see it being I don't see it
No.
being a joy or an easy time, whether you're black, brown, or whether you're white.
Aye,
I don't
that's
see
right.
it being fantastic.
I think
Anyway,
it's
round.
I think that there is a lot of the cause is a positive discrimination. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of that being going on to the point where was it 75% of the jobs created in Britain over the last 10 years or so have been given to people who are not British citizens, who are not born in this country.
Born here, indigenous, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is
Yeah.
this is the thing, and that's where I
So
can't
all
stand.
that
And
is the wind and no, isn't it?
you see, this is where I say, and if we look at it, we had a situation where if you look at Scotland, you look at the UK, people in top positions in power, there's lots of
Aye.
black and brown people in positions of power. It's absolute
Mhm.
nonsense to say that, it's just,
Hamza
but
Yusuf.
again, it's one of those things that will have to level itself out. But I can't stand is someone that's obviously got money coming on, chat shows or news shows, and they've got perfect nails, the hair is perfect makeup. You can tell they're going to have an expensive phone and an expensive car, and they're going, "Oh, woe is me, woe is me! I'm a victim of white people." It's like,
Aye.
really? Women can do
Aye.
the same as well. You can get women wear a press, and you see gold and rings and gold and chains on them. We're oppressed by men and all this. Like, I wish I was that oppressed that I could afford those jingly jangly bits. It's just UK
No, but
lady.
it's because we do have racism and we have had
Yeah,
prejudice against women and stuff and all that. It's just that them battles have been fought and won, really. You
I
know?
wouldn't say what it is, Cookie. It's not that they've been won. What it is that there will be racism, but racism goes both ways. It's not just that only white people can be racist. Other people can be racist, and you can get black people racist against other races. You can get brown
Oh,
people racist against other races. And so that happens. It does happen. It's not just a white thing that makes someone racist. It's what you look at the definition. And this is where it falls apart nowadays in today's world. The definition of racism really was who had the power in the country to make decisions. Now, for a long, long time, surprise, surprise, seeing as we're a white country, it was white people in power. Shock horror. Like you'll see places in black countries where you've just got black people in power. Shock horror. There was white people in power in the UK. So anyway, it's because they have the laws, but now that's all changed. It's not just white people. You see lots of different races and cultures. So
well,
it's
that's right.
nonsense to say it now.
Look at the London Assembly under Sadiq Khan.
Yeah, but on a daily basis, do people suffer from racism? Of course they do. So, and black and brown people will suffer from more racism on a daily basis on the street level than what other people. I mean, look at what I have to put up with. I put up with whole channels. Now, I'm talking about bigotry, of course, I'm white, but I'm talking about bigotry because of the way I was born. I've got whole channels going out to me saying the most horrendous things. So it's not that it's gone away. Yeah, you tell me that those people that say that about me don't say racist things. Of course they do. Of course they do. They'll cuss into anyone on anything that they can get hold of, you know, or insult them with.
So yes, I mean,
yeah, go
yeah.
on.
There's still a lot of bigots and racists out there, but for the majority, the attitude towards people from different ethnic backgrounds has changed dramatically over the last 30 years. We as a British people, we tend not to, the majority tend not to judge people by the colour of their skin. However, right, I get confused because if there are some aspects of people's culture that I don't like, then I don't see how that can make me racist.
I said this years ago, right, in the 80s, said this years ago in a conversation that cropped up, and we were talking about, this is the 80s is when, towards the 90s is when, what was then called the PC movement started, really taking over. Now it's called wokeism, but then it was called the PC movement. And oh god, it was a dog chasing its tail. It really was. You never knew from one moment to the next what you could say and what you couldn't say. Things you say, you couldn't say the word black, or you were terrified saying black. And I said, wait a minute. I said, is black supposed to be a dirty word? And a mixed race young man turned around to me and said, "You're right." He said, "I think that." He said, "Why are they making black a dirty word?" He said, I'm proud to be black. And so, but that's gone away, that aspect. Saying black now isn't a horrific thing to say. But I said at the time, what we've got to understand, I said, there's certain aspects of cultures that are going to clash. And you've got to address that, because what we had to do, this was the way it had to be carried out. You'd say, oh, look, there's those lovely Indian dancers. Aren't they lovely, those Indian dancers? Oh, look at those lovely pictures they give. Look at those lovely carvings on the temples. Everything had to be lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, look at the lovely saris. But you had to ignore the fact of, I would say the word or not, FGM. You know what I mean? FGM. You had to ignore that was going on in some cultures. You had to ignore that, you know, Hinduism is an integrally bigoted religion because it has the caste system. And it has the untouchables.
Caste system, yes, that they got from the British.
You couldn't say all that because I could only look at the good side. Oh, nice, good. And you had to bleed and adapt. I remember a woman, this is a perfect example, I won't carry on talking, don't worry, but I remember a woman and I went to see these dancers, Indian dancers, because I absolutely adore Indian dancing. And they had one white Caucasian woman, British, in the troupe, and she was very good. Well, after the show, I went back to talk to them. And so shaking hands, and they were all from India, these dancers, except this woman, shaking hands with them. When I went to shake the hand to the white woman, she pulled away and did that, you know, mudra, where they put the hands together in like a prayer and bowed. And so I just looked at her and I put my hand out again, and she looked. And I said, please don't be silly. I said, you're in this country now. I said, we don't do that. I said, everyone else has shook my hand, your colleagues who were Indians. I said, you're the white woman. Why let her have it? I said, why are you expecting me, which isn't even a culture, doing that sign? So I embarrassed the hell out of her. She shook my hand. But I thought, no, that's rude. I thought, the people who were Indians were doing it.
Because, but I think it's for me, it's getting to the point where you have to have that you have to respect other people's culture to the detriment in my own
Of
culture.
your own, yeah, of your own.
You know,
Yeah.
where I've got to agree that the British government have always been evil in what past them have done nothing but bad things.
I mean, what you've
You
got
know?
to do, it does. I mean, you shouldn't be allowed to jeer or mock or insult someone else's culture, but at the same time, there's a difference between
Aye.
say being respectful and then saying no, just railroad over us, and your culture becomes more important than ours.
It becomes a
That's the
dominant
difference,
culture, yeah.
which becomes it, and then
Aye.
no one integrates. Then no one integrates, but this
No,
seems
they
to
just
be.
follow that one.
Go
They
on,
just
sorry.
follow that one culture, don't they? That one dominant culture that's come over in, because that's what I feel that's happening, because I've been is it Anglophobic?
Yeah.
I believe that that word should be used a lot more. You know, about people who are pure anti-British. And
Well, they do.
when I
It's
was
with this. I mean, but you've got to say to them, well, look, right, we've got to get these people out of this country. I mean, if they don't want to be here and they hate this country, well, it's like, look, and I don't care about saying that there's an airport there.
Mhm.
You can get out if you want to. You don't have to be. Why should we change
yeah,
to adapt to
yeah,
you?
well,
And you could never change, because the thing is, people that go on like that, and I say it's a minority that will go on like that,
Mhm.
will they don't want indigenous British people here at all. That's the end of it.
No,
And
they
it's
don't.
like, how dare you come to our country, get the
Mhm.
best. This is what I always said, and for a lot, I have to stress this, for a lot of immigrants into this country who come to England, they, and Muslims including, they are very, very appreciative of what this country gives, because they know what it's like to be in a country where you don't get
Them
those
are the
privileges.
genuine ones, Anne.
Yeah, so they know, and that's why the vast majority of Muslims don't want this extremism that comes, because they don't want this country made the same as countries that
That they fled from.
that they fled from. Yet that's it. But you get some, for some reason, want to change the country into what they've come away from, and it's like, why? Why not
Well,
just stay in somewhere where that country is where you can get what you want? But ours has to. This is what I always said. This right, England, well, the UK, but more or less England, more than anyone else, always had to go out and try to teach the world how to
I don't
sing.
know.
We always were teaching the world how to sing. So we had to be nice. This is how you do things. This is how you care.
Mhm.
Look, we're
Mhm.
putting ourselves second, and it's just turned around and been an absolute mess. A mess that we'll never recover from. We'll never
It bloody
recover
well
from.
has, because when you look, you know, that we've given the world so much. We've given the world so much technology is unreal. You know, I mean, in the standards of living in a lot of a lot of countries
Yeah.
are much higher because of Western technologies. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
look at
well,
China, for instance. Without Western technology, China would be a really,
oh,
really poor country still.
got another little thing for you as well. Well, I must admit though, the British did sort of like do horrible things in China. We did. I mean, the Opium Wars and all that. That was horrific. What happened there? That was horrible. That. But to say one thing, I remember talking to him, and I was saying about, we were going. This is many years ago. And we're talking about, because I've always been patriotic. I've always been very patriotic. I'm proud to be English, and I'm proud to be Irish as well, and I'm proud of my Italian side in me as well. So I'm proud of all of them. But we were talking, and he was going on about what the British did in China, and I said, and India. I said, "Do you mean like ending the sussy? I think it's called the sussy. I might get it wrong. Do you know? Do you remember when they used to get the wives used to have to throw themselves on the pyre, the burning pyre of the husband?
Aye.
It was the British that banned that.
Mhm.
Foot binding, which was a
Mhm.
horrific
Mhm.
trends in China, fashion in China, where young girls were crippled for life by in agony with having the feet bound. It was the British that stopped that. Now, I must say the Manchurians, who were the royal family at the time, they didn't ban their feet. They tried to ban us with little success, but the British were the ones that finally banned it. So we did good things. And he said to me about this foot binding, he said, but it was their culture. I said, you having a laugh? I said, the imperial family wanted the British to stop it because they couldn't stop it. I said, it was barbaric. I said, doing that to women. And then it's always women that have these extreme things. It's like the long
Charles women, yeah.
Yeah, the long-necked women and all that. It's always women get
the
these
girdle thing.
modifications. So, yeah, so we did a lot of good, but we don't get the thanks for that.
No, we didn't. Aye.
But again, we must say we did a lot of bad as well. We did do a lot of bad. We've got to confess to that.
UK lady, big shout out to UK lady there. Thank you very much, in.
Hey, well, is this real
karma?
Is this real karma corner? Phoenix Nights ordered shoes online. I order white. They sent me black. Send the buggers back. That's gone over me. Cookie, explain that to me.
Phoenix Night ordered shoes online. I ordered white and they sent me. But you see that? I don't know. It's a bit iffy. I don't know. Karma, you're mad.
If it is karma, there's lots of fakies. We had a fake Paddy Conroy in the other day.
Aye.
So my trusty and lovely, my lovely mod. Oh, I better give my mod this now. Just give us 1 second. My lovely mod will check if it's real karma corner. But my mod, Kelsey, was So, can you still hear me?
I can.
Oh, do you know what? I just tested so you can still hear me now talking.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
good God. Do you know what? I put my mute button on. I was just testing. I've got a mute button on my microphone. I'll just test that. Say that I wanted to break window or something and put my mute on and you go hear me blowing one off. How embarrassing would that be? How embarrassing would that have been? I mean, this is what
you're not sat at the dinner table, you're, aren't you?
Yeah, this is what you'd be calling me.
Well...
Yeah, that's what you'd be calling me if I did that. Let one off. So, sure, Kelsey's checked because she's spot on the ball. She's here, and she checked Love Hearts. So, is that the real karma corner, Kelsey? I don't know who she's giving hearts to. Oh, it's the real karma. You know, she's.
I like karma corner. I like karma corner.
Yeah. Why don't you come on, Carmen, and talk to Cookie? Why don't you come on? I'll let you talk to Cookie, Carmen. Come on, babe. Come on, chicken. I have to be careful now because I got porn bombed the other day.
Aye. That's terrible, that, man.
Oh, yeah, got porn bombed. Yeah. I know. I've got a good idea who it was.
That is.
Oh, he's not replying. He's run away. Oh, he's come in and then run away. He's run away when I said, come on. He's run away at your karma corner.
Oh, he's alright, karma, man. He's alright. He is.
He is. He's great, isn't he? I say
like
when he's
dogs. He's got lovely dogs.
He snoops me at times, you know. He knows he snoops me. Yeah, I've noticed that he'll be friendly with me, then he'll snub me. And I feel hurt. I feel really hurt by it. I feel really, really hurt by it. He's snubbing me now. He's not letting me do it. Well, I think you were supposed to come on. Now it's destroy, but he's as well. Just let's check something. Just gonna check something. Let's see. Go see if he's still there. I usually end up having to tell him off all the time, though. Is he still there? Oh, I can hear the clock ticking away.
Oh, it's me clock.
No, he's not there anymore. So I thought he was with, Jingle Jangle Jim Smith. Thought he was with him. But he's not with him anymore. But so Benny's comical. I'm just reading the chat. John Boy. Oh, where have you gone? Oh, he's kicked himself out. Oh. I better put the link back up. Oh, no, he's got it in his Facebook. Oh, well, that was quick. Could hear the clock ticking in the background, which was nice. All right, we'll wait a couple minutes, see if it comes back on, but I think he pressed something that he didn't mean to press. Yeah, that's a bleeding good mute button, isn't it? Doesn't even work. I don't think he's coming back, people. I know he reached for his camera, but then went off. So give it a couple of minutes. Well, he might be T-Gun. No, I've seen him picking for his cam, so he's either knocked himself off or done something, I don't know. Give him a couple minutes, if he doesn't come back on. We'll have to end it. But we got a good hour out of it, didn't we? We didn't get a full hour, because he came late, as you know. I mean, I won't stress the fact that he actually came late. Told me 10 minutes, but it was more like 20 minutes, wasn't it? Late he was. So let's see. Here we go.
I hate you. And the moral of that is, 'tis love makes the world go round.
I don't think he's coming back, Miss Sweeties. He would have just had to click it. It's in his Here we are. I think he's back. Yeah, I knew he was coming back. Knocked yourself off, Cookie.
Oh.
I was saying, what's happened? I seen you
Not
reaching
messing
for your
about with this
camera.
anymore.
Anyway, I'll have to. So it's good.
You can't think how glad I am to see you, you dear old thing.
There we are. That's just for. I uploaded that just for Cookie. I did. I uploaded that. You don't want to see this, do you? That's when people are being really naughty.
What's his name? Stephen what?
Who?
Mark Rowley or something it is, isn't it?
Mark Rowley, yeah. The Met.
Pathetic man.
Oh, I know. He's a I can't describe the words from, and you've seen what they've done. They've stopped Met police officers, not other police officers, by the looks of it. No, they have the memorial Union flag, I should say, not Union Jack, Union flag.
On that.
Yeah, they're taking that off the uniform. Why? Because it offends someone. Let them be offended. Please let them be offended. They're supposed to be putting their own officers first.
That's
what
right.
An insult to British officers.
That's right. I think it's there to represent
it's the
officers killed in action, isn't it?
Yeah, memorial. But it's like every station in the UK has a Union flag flying above it. So what are they playing at? Most probably they'll be going next because it might offend someone. Well, let them be offended, Cookie. Let them be offended. That's their problem.
That's right.
It's no one else's problem but theirs to be offended. Oh, wait, we are playing saying. Anyway, God
I
bless
feel
you.
offended quite a lot, and I didn't take it personal, Anne.
I know,
You know?
I know. Yeah, you just have to say, I have to get on with it, offended or not. But it's just that's the way the world is running, Cookie. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Did you see what I did there? Did you see what I did there? That's the way
the cookie crumbles, aye.
Have I got something appropriate for that? Have I got something appropriate? Don't think I have. Oh, wait, I'll play this.
Well,
Not appropriate, but I got a laugh there. My little play on words got a laugh there, and I'm sure everyone in the comments are absolutely rolling about now, thinking, "Oh, Anne is such a wit. Anne is such a wit." I mean wit. I don't mean beginning with the T. Before anyone says it.
Aye.
But yeah, so it's so what are your plans then coming up? Because I can tell you're getting bored now.
No, man, you're not talking about me. Like, no, I'm just gonna do some more YouTube videos. Do a bit more, talk a little bit more about politics, and talk about bit more about what these right wing commentators that we've got on YouTube that are very, very popular and stuff like that, and just check them out, and that, you know, because we're living in strange times, man. And never in a time did I think that it would feel quite dangerous to speak highly about Jewish people.
Oh, I mean,
That's got
these
me
are
worried.
well. Let's put this way: it's got to the point we are in very, very strange times. Whereas I turn around and say, World War One must look like the end of the world when it happened. We recovered from it. Never underestimate the ability of the human race to the struggle to survive and carry on. But yet they are really difficult times, and it just shows you that history could easily start repeating itself. But we've been lucky because we had a period of peace.
We've had, yeah.
That's an extraordinary long time, But to me, now, I've always said it, Cookie, it's population. We know that Wales is over. It's basically getting to breaking point because we're overpopulated. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. You're going to get wars breaking out. You're going to get trouble because of the resources, and that's what it all is. Getting the resources there. So narratives.
I mean, Russia's got the most resources on the planet, haven't they?
Russia.
Aye. Russia's oil rich, minerals, got more minerals in Russia and everything. It's so rich, natural resources compared to the rest of the world. China's totally jealous of it.
Did you ever see that? Oh, what was that thing? I'm just trying to think. Anyway, I just put this out for narrative so you can jump on. Do you remember? No, Edna Everett. Did you ever see it on that chat show? And she was on the American chat show and she said, I come from Australia. She said, now, Americans don't know about Australia. She said, I come from Australia. She said, Americans don't know about Australia. She said, because we don't have any oil. And the bloody audience just erupted. That was when all the wars were going on and all this. But yeah, it's a dangerous time. It's definitely a dangerous time for Jewish people. And I think what's going on, it will sort itself out eventually. But it's all very much, as I see, as I keep out of it because the simple reason you create some things you're best. I have my views on this.
All right, Cookie man, how you doing? And all right, Anne. Like, I ain't gonna be goofy on that, man. Because I'm talking about
I've got something for you. I've got something for you, Craig. It's this.
You can't think how glad I am to see you, you dear old thing.
See,
I got to that before.
Thing.
Oh, the shut
When you
up
look at
thing. Anyway, have you heard? Do you know? Anyway, do you want to see what I put on, Cookie, when people are getting naughty? When they're being naughty. Anyway, this. That's actually I found out the other day. It's called Spike, the
Spike?
Eraserhead baby. Yeah, remember? Have you ever seen Eraserhead, the movie?
No.
I've heard of it.
David
I've never
Lynch.
seen it.
David Lynch. Bizarre movie.
Yeah.
Very, very bizarre movie.
Anyway, I never spoke to Cookie before, so I know, what have you like been through addiction, like the hard stuff and that?
Yeah, I have been through addiction. But I haven't had like an addiction that lasted for a very, very long time.
So
You
nothing
know,
that like gear I'm getting at, like heroin or something like that.
no, I got an addiction on my first recall when I went back into prison. I ended up on that Subutex, snorting that for months on end. I bought
Yeah.
loads of it because I didn't like the smell of it that I got when I got it off other people, so I got my own stuff.
So a
I
bit
had
similar to Scotty G in a way, like, you know, because I can believe that, because when you're in prison, you just want to escape. So whatever's available, you're going to have, like, and even if you ain't never touched gear before, like, you can still get hooked on Subutex as a way, you know,
hmm hmm
definitely.
Aye, but I've been into the rooms and stuff like that, into the NEA rooms and the EA rooms, and I've done quite I've been taken through the 12-step program and stuff like that, you know, and
It
so I
don't work for
understand a
everyone,
lot
does it?
about it, but it's all right understanding about it, but then putting it all into action and dealing with your addiction issues is very,
100,
very
another story, man. It's easy to just say, "Oh, I've got to do this, this, and this." Like, but like, if you've never been through it, you don't really understand it.
No.
Aye. It is hard to relate to because you know it's so mind boggling when it you know the things that people do to get drugs and to maintain that addiction and how they let their lives get out of control. Look, the Scotty G ended up on the street, you know, and
Yeah, yeah.
that's just a little bit of consequences that, you know. He's been
Well,
lucky.
I was looking at that, C name Sheriff's Lace is the one where they're driving him around. And yeah, it's good. As I say, he's looking good, he's looking healthy, so I give him that.
Yeah.
But you needn't tell me that Al Codger isn't dipping his hands in there and
I
getting money.
know,
Come
man.
on.
Like he's
Definitely.
benefiting
It's
from
money,
it.
it's
Like
a cash cow.
said before, like them both winning. It's a win-win situation, man. He's been donated 6 phones, and Paddy's having his pick. Probably giving
Yeah.
him the the shit one. He's having the good one, and so like that.
Yeah,
Like
it's
so,
like that's what spoils it because it would be good, but you know damn well, was it you said if it was anyone else, if it wasn't, it was anyone else that wasn't getting the views like Scotty, he wouldn't have
yeah.
done it. Yeah, he would have
Because
been left there.
he was only popular though. Scotty G. He was only popular because he was on screen, wrecked out his head. But like when he comes round, what's he gonna say? Like when he gets clean, I mean, what?
I mean, it is an interesting story for a lot of people who's
Yeah,
maybe interested, who've been following him, Scotty for a
Yeah,
while, to see what addictions are, how it affects people and stuff and that, and to like keep up with his story, I suppose, with Scotty, you know,
I think
to
I'm
see
just
if he does
naturally.
get clean and he does maintain it, or will he die? Because that's a strong possibility if he
That's what
carries
I
on like
thought
he
at
can.
first. At first, when they first took him in, I thought there's a possibility he might like.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah, so is he like. But you know, I'm suspicious of YouTube, like when them, you know, when them trying to get money off people because it's
exactly.
just, you have to be these days. Though it's just the way the world is. Like you're saying, we live in strange
oh,
times. Man.
everybody can have an opinion, can't they? And that's what I mean. It doesn't matter whether you're right or wrong. What matters is that you can talk through your opinions with people. And if you're all wrong, then you're wrong, and you smash your delusion, didn't you?
I don't
Not
think
like
they needed to
not like
shave him
Labour
though
coming
on
in with
camera.
water being delusional.
Do you? Do you think they needed to
What's that?
shave him on camera? You know, when they shaved him on camera, like, do you think they needed to do that? Nah, he's degrading, man. I've been an addict, man, and I'll tell you that. Like when I was
I
going
would.
for my worst, man, I
Didn't
wouldn't
like it
like
very
that.
much. I wouldn't have liked to be. I wouldn't like to be filmed getting shaved and stuff like that. I wouldn't like to be filmed
Yeah,
doing
but
anything.
he can't say
Me and my
no, can he?
bottom, a happy Saturday.
He
I
ca-
like
he
this, you
can't
know.
he can't really say no, can he? Because he's surrounded by, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, I think he now can see a no. I think he now can't see a no because I
What
think he
about the
now.
filming? I mean,
I don't think he get beaten. He won't get beaten up
no, he
now.
wouldn't get beaten. I know,
If
like,
he
but
turns around
like
and says,
they
"No, I'm
just do
not
what they
doing that.
want.
I'm
I
not
mean,
doing
like,
this. I'm not doing that." They won't beat him up and make him do it on out like that, you know. So
no,
he
I
will be
know
able to
that.
stand up for himself. I think the
Because
most he'll
like the
get is
police
shouted
come
at a
round,
bit. And
don't
that.
they? The
Did
police
they?
went round first, like, so that they're going to be on the best behaviour in that respect. I get that, like,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
just worried about when he leaves there, like, because he's got all this support now while he's in Paddy's like vicinity, but like afterwards, that's what I worry about.
yeah. Does he have? He'll be left to his
Maintaining,
own
but
devices.
it's like that for everybody. You see, it's
Yeah,
No, but it is he. Not
it's
everybody, not every addict goes into like a old villains YouTube channel, like on a rehab, do they? Come on, it ain't like in the same boat for everybody, is it? Come on, man, it's a little
no,
bit
well,
different. You gotta be honest.
there's obviously a lot better environments to go in, but like rehab and there's like is it tall tree, is it oak trees or something over in Gateshead up our way, where you can through the 12 steps and it's like and yeah they it's either a day thing where you go every day or it's a thing where you stay overnight and you do that for 3-6 months and
Yeah,
like
there's
when you
this thing
leave
round
that
where
and
I
you're
live, right?
on your
Sorry,
own,
man.
aren't you?
There's a
You got
thing
to build
where I
up.
live, right, and like it's if you stay clean, they put you up. They let you live in this place, like, and you just have to give a sample and that. They put you up, man. Give you everything, your food and this and that. But you just have to prove you're clean, like when you get back
Oh,
and stuff like that. And I thought there'd be that kind of stuff up there, like if it's round here.
yeah,
aye, well, there is recovery houses and stuff like that you can, but there's not enough. There's like big waiting list, and there's not enough.
I know.
It's
He's done
hard to
well
get.
though. He's got here. They've done well over a month, they in the donation.
To be honest,
I love Dr.
be honest,
Raxwell's video.
aye, they
Like,
have
I
done well.
really,
He has Scotty has done really well, and I think that if you had went to a recovery house or to the rehab, he might have just gotten sick within a few hours and done a blow.
yeah.
see, I
But look
think the
how
thing
many
is,
addicts there is, man. Look how many
you,
addicts there is probably in that area where Scotty was like, and he's getting like preferential treatment to any other addict at the minute.
yeah.
So he's gonna like put him up somewhere, and he's gonna fall, man, because like
No,
that
don't
can't
say that.
continue.
Don't say that. You don't know till
No,
you
but
have.
like no, he's gonna feel a bit bad, and he'll have to adapt to it. Like when
Yeah.
he's out on his own, he's gonna have to adapt to it because it is
Well,
gonna
He is
feel a
going
bit.
to have to.
maybe they've look. The way I say it, as long as the donations are coming in, Paddy isn't going to be kicking him out that shed anyway anytime
No,
soon.
true,
Because
true.
I'm convinced that I think Sheriff, I don't think is getting in from it. But you needn't tell me because he's going to be on benefits. He's on benefits, Scotty. You needn't tell me that Paddy isn't getting from that. And as long as those donations are coming in, he'll be
He don't
happy
need
to
to
be
spend
there.
it.
Mm,
He
that's
don't
it.
need to
'Cause
spend his benefits, does he?
he
He don't
doesn't
need to
need
touch his
to.
benefit.
He just needs to spend that. People are leaving food there. People left loads of clothes there. So as long as that GoFundMe is going, I can assure you he's staying in that shed.
Yeah, but he's still asking for stuff though. He
Yeah.
should say like, "Oh, we've got enough for what we need at the minute, man. If we need any more, I'll put it back up like or something." But then, nah, it's just an open fucking. You know what I mean?
I think that it's a good opportunity to talk about addiction and what services really are out there, because he's all right. You know, because
He don't want
when
to
you're
be
in a
in care.
situation like Scotty, there's been loads of people, and you can just imagine, because that how vulnerable they are, and then there's no help for them there, and they're vulnerable to other things to be pushed
Yeah, but
to
I've got
you
a
know.
sneaking suspicion that he's been offered this help and he's turned it down. That's what I believe because that's the mandate up and down the country, man. That they offer you help, and if you're deep in your addiction, you turn it down. You say, "Nah, not LA for me
Yes,
at the
they do.
minute." Stuff
Yes,
like
they do.
that. Been there, done it, man. You know.
Yes,
So
the homeless mindset, Craig. Once they
he
got
was only
homeless, they become
homeless. He was
homeless
only
for
homeless
months.
for a couple of weeks.
Oh, aye, but he's got this the drug addict mindset where you didn't want to stop taking blueies and whatever you're taking. If you didn't want to stop doing it, you're not gonna stop. You're gonna knock it all back. And if you're on the street,
No, he was
you end up on
desperate,
the
man.
street because of
And
it.
when he said sheriff, he took it up, because he was in a desperate place, man.
Aye, he didn't like it on that street, I don't suppose.
I know,
Aye.
but he hadn't been on there long, I don't know why he got evicted. Like I've heard some story that he'd get on with the landlord's nephew or something, but that sounds a bit weird to me. Like you can't evict somebody because of that, because he'd be able to fight that case, wouldn't he? Because you can't do that.
It might be just issues being going on. You know, look what you do.
Yeah.
You spend all your money on drugs, when you're on drugs, you know, and you need your weed, you need your blues, and you need whatever. You know what I mean? And you gotta have them.
I've
This
never had.
is it.
Oh
You
yeah,
gotta have them.
I've
And you'd
never. That's
sacrifice
one thing
everything.
the blues. The blues. That's never been round my area, man. It's never where I am. Like I've never come across people selling them tablets and stuff. It's
Oh,
always
I
just the
hate
fucking
Here we
hard
are.
stuff.
Just let's read
the
this out.
consequences of it, man.
Just let's read this out. Jason Wilson. Paddy said yesterday, Scotty owes me 50 quid. What for? What's the GoFundMe for? That's right. What the hell?
Weed, probably. Squidgy Black. He's already said it out of his own
But
mouth, man.
again,
You know what I
shouldn't
mean?
Saint Paddy, the Carmelite nun, who's doing it now, the goodness of his heart, shouldn't he be giving them the £50 gratefully and saying, "Oh, take
Yeah,
it.
that's what I
I'm a
mean.
saint."
That's what I said. I said the GoFundMe is feeding somebody's weed habit. You know what I mean? That's basically what it's doing. If it's just doing on that, you know, I wish I could be in that situation, man, because I like my weed. You know what I mean? But like, fuck, you know.
No, you don't. You don't like weed. You don't. I'm going
I
to tell
do.
you. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Oh, you were
You're a
there.
good boy. You don't like anything like that. You're an absolutely good boy. I know you are.
I hate
I love
you.
me song.
And the moral of that is, 'tis love makes the world go round.
Strictly Scrumpy Jack, by the way. I don't drink no White Lightning round here, man. Fuck that.
Hey, would you stop your cursing? Do you know what
Oh
I
yeah,
was doing?
sorry, I forgot.
You know what
Man,
I was doing
on.
this morning? I was having to go through that live last night, cutting out every curse word, and it took me hours. I was having to go and curse. Amy was cursing, Ben was cursing, you were cursing, and I was like, "Oh, good God, never again!" I'm telling you now, never again. Any of you do that? I had something in. I know I did. I had something in to frighten the lot of you. Here we go. You were laughing. Yeah, poor me sitting there doing that when it could have been doing something else because of foul mouth people on my panel. Oh, my God.
I have not swore once, have I?
No, you don't. You're good. Craig's naughty.
That's because
Craig's naughty.
not many. I
If
never.
I was in like a job interview or
swear in
something,
my
mate,
life.
I'd be.
If you had a job interview, go on.
Yeah, I wouldn't swear.
Well, if you won't
Right.
swear, I mean, are you telling me that you would swear in front of an adult human female like me?
Yeah, man, I'm a bit common as muck in that respect.
Oh, really? How terrible! How
Yeah.
absolutely terrible!
I used
I
to love
just
that program. Did you? Common as
which
muck about the bin men. Like I used to love that when I
no,
was a
I can't
young one.
remember it. I must have been working myself when that was on.
It was
Must
a
have been working.
BBC thing, man. It was like about like a lot of bin men. It was like a drama. It's kind of like Fat Friends or something along them lines, but with men, bin men, and wives. Good man.
Flamingos and mustard both bite. And the moral of that is, birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Big up the feathers.
I always worked, and so
Do you like horror films, Cookie? Cookie, do you like horrors?
yeah, everyone likes horrors.
It's the Ari, but they didn't scare us. I liked them when they used to scare us when I
Nah.
was a little kid. Aye, I like
I
horror.
know. I'm looking forward to go and see. They've got the new Nosferatu out at Christmas,
Have you
and I'm
seen
thinking,
Saw 10?
well, no, I don't
Have you
watch
seen
them. They're
Saw
horrible.
10?
No,
Is
they're
that with
horrible.
Keanu Reeves?
No,
No.
it's those
That's
horrible things.
John Kramer,
No,
man.
he's not going to watch Saw 10. It's horrible. But I want to go and see that. Oh God, my brain. I say it's because like
Beetlejuice too, man. I want to see that.
no, I can't be able to go and see that. I might go and see it. I might do, but it wasn't too.
Nah, the first one's a classic, man. First one's a classic, Beetlejuice.
Yeah, the first one is. It's supposed to be good. The second one's getting good reviews. I tell you what was good, which you went to see. I've done a review on it. Alien Romulus. That was good. I like that.
I do like their
Don't know.
movies.
That was good.
I do like
But
them.
so I'll definitely be going to see Nosferatu. That looks good, and I like the silent film. So
Yeah,
I'll
there's
be
a game out of that, man. It's that like silent film, eh, where he just like looks horrible, like, and he's coming through the door. Eh? It's like based
It's
on him,
basically
and
it's Dracula, but different
yeah,
names. Changed the name.
the bald guy with the pointed ears and the sharp
Yeah,
teeth, like that was
yeah.
like yeah, I know what
That's
you mean, man.
Count Orlok. Count Orlok.
Yeah, is it? Ah,
Well, it's the film's called Nosferatu, the undead, or the not dead, I should say. But the remake looks really good. It does. So I'm interested in going to see that. And
Cookie was mentioning just before I come on. Cookie was mentioning the Jews, man. Like, and
oh
I
no,
can
no,
see
no, no,
why,
no! Get
man.
off the subject. No, you're not getting onto that. No,
Nah, I can do it in a way like,
no,
you
no,
know.
no. If you want to go on to Jingle
Get
Jangle
yourself
Jim
muted.
Smith's and say that, get his channel. So say, yeah, Jingle Jangle Jim Smith. Go on to it.
Yeah, I've just been over there, by the way. You ought to hear the slack I've had, like, for going on your channel again. And
Oh,
I'll
he's
just come on
obsessed
here
with it.
again just to take the piss.
He's obsessed with me and his little. I'd like now how Cindy's showing her true colours. Oh, she's showing her true colours, which did you call me this? So come with that. She's coming out with all the bigotry now. With it. I thought, yeah, I had you marked down, love. I had you marked down. I mean, I don't blame her. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a lot of sympathy
It's all
with
right.
Cindy. I've got a lot of
You're
sympathy
right, you're
because,
right. Anyway, let's not
you
talk
know,
about them,
you
man. I
know,
like,
yeah, I don't talk
Cookie,
about it because
your videos when you
no,
go
but
out
yeah,
in
but
the
you see,
wilderness, man,
this is
in
what I
the
say,
woods
right?
and
This
that.
is
I
what I
like
say.
them, man.
I don't, you know, as I say, I do have a lot of sympathy for her, Cookie. I have a lot of sympathy because, you know, she obviously doesn't get her home because she has to go on these lives and, you know, go, ew, these fellas talking dirty to her. Ew, aren't you awful? As her husband's in the live as well, you know, listening to it. And I'm thinking, poor dear. No, let her vent her hate on me because she certainly is frustrated and pent up and not getting
Can I
us.
just say this though? I was watching one of Cookie's videos when he was in the woods, man. Like, and like, I was just, I'd had a spliff, man. I was stoned, and I was just lost in it, man. You just sat in the woods, like, just talking, man. No, I thought it was cool, man.
They're chilled out,
I like,
aren't they? I like chilled out in the woods, cooking a bit of steak, having a coffee.
yeah, me. I don't ever do it, but I can imagine I'd love it, man. But it's just being like getting up to do it. It's one of them, man, for me.
I was the tranquility of it. Honestly, it really does sort my head out when I go out there and do stuff like that. Or even if I just gone for a walk around the streets,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah. Well, this
Do a bit of video.
I thought I'd like to. Here we are. Let me tell you this, Craig. Right, you're going to be shocked by this. You know, you're going to be absolutely shocked when I tell this. It's shaming you now, aren't I, Cookie? Right. I've got camping equipment in me loft.
Oh my.
Yeah, I've got camping equipment in my loft. Do you know why I've got camping equipment that I've never used in my loft? Do you know why, Craig?
Why?
I'm
Go on,
waiting.
ask me why. Go on, say
Why?
why. Why?
Why?
Because Cookie Monster there had a plan that we were supposed to go camping, right, and film
All right.
that. But it never happened. Like we were supposed to go on a ghost haunty thing to some theatre. That
That's it.
never happened either.
Was
So
you scared of the backlash? Did you
Big
think people was
no.
going to call you stuff? I'm only joking, man.
no,
But
what
no,
it is,
Oi,
big
Cookie,
plan.
Cookie, you ought to believe the grief I get for even coming on here, man. I
Yeah.
get it like in spades, man. You know what I mean? And I
From
won't.
Cindy, from Cindy. Don't you?
Nah,
You
from
get
the
from
old
Cindy.
chat, man. Like,
Yeah,
there's
you do.
there's
I
an
know.
old chat of them, man.
Yeah. Because do you know why it is? Because they're jealous, and this is because they're all blocked, and you're on here. The privilege you have of speaking to me,
Yeah, I
they're
told Jim that.
jealous. Because see, you have intelligent conversations on here, and that's
Yeah.
it. People want to engage in intelligent conversation, not a load of ill-educated, bigoted, bushwhackers who they can't put string a sentence
100%.
together.
Man.
So they're jealous of you because on my show, people have to be cultured and
Was you
know
going to
how
do the ghost thing, did you say, Anne?
the ghost thing, Cookie, yeah.
Yeah, because like
and
I'm
I'd love
into
to
that
be a
like
proper
kind of
ghost
stuff,
thing, mate.
like and like my mum, right? There's like a Hayden Hill house. It's like in my area, and there's a woman in there got bricked up by her husband. Like
Ooh.
he caught her cheating, and he bricked her up in there. And my mum said, "I've seen that grey lady, man." You know
Oh,
what I
I've
mean?
heard
There's like,
things. I've never actually seen it. And I've heard things in theatres. I've been in, definitely in some theatres I've been in. I've heard things that you can't
yeah,
explain. But I never actually see. When people say they see ghosts, I don't think I
yeah.
have. Anyway, I can't remember seeing one. But I've heard things that I've thought. Or I think I've mentioned it before. There's in Liverpool, Gosson's building. When it used to be the View, I used to work in there with the theatre company as a production manager. And I won't go over again because I've told this story before, but that really was weird, very, very weird. And I've always said there's no way I'd walk up the stairs or down the stairs in that place again. And everyone said the same. You'd get this feeling. And it wouldn't just be a feeling that something was watching it. It was something that was watching you that was evil. It was horrible, horrible, absolutely horrible.
I've had similar experience. I'd done a video when I first started doing the videos on YouTube. So I decided to go to an abandoned church. One of them ones that the religious charities, like look after it, make sure it's kept clean and it's all right, it's watertight and that. But it's like open 24 hours a day, you know. And honestly, I got there 1 o'clock in the morning and I just go whole side of my body got freezing cold and I started getting loads of feelings going on inside us, and honestly I couldn't pack me kit up fast enough and got myself out of there, and I've never been back since. I've never ever seen anything. I felt it, and like
That's
I felt strong emotion coming towards us, and Jesus, I was terrified.
I've heard
I
a
think it's
voice.
dimensions, you know what I mean? Like things like soak into our dimension. I think it's the same with the UFOs, you know, I think them coming from like a different, like, you know what I mean? Like I think things can, like, you know, when you how do I explain it? It's hard, man. You know, like some of the camouflages. Imagine if summer's camouflaged itself so much, man, you can't even see it every time you look around, man. I bet there's beings that you don't even see around us.
And they
It's
may not
definitely
see us.
possible.
There
I
could
do.
be. I mean, there could be, because you never know. We may not see them. They may. And what's that film? It's like The Others, isn't it? Which is I
Yeah,
think it's a brilliant film, The Others, and they say it is, don't they? Some they live with the dead, but
that's
it's
what they
only now
say
and again each
DMT
other
does,
sees each
you know?
other. Yeah.
DMT, like, lets you see these other entities, apparently. Like, I've never took it, but
Oh,
apparently you see
don't,
these
man.
other things.
I know, but you see, if you, I tell you now, don't, as I always say, don't encourage them. If there's anything out there, if we're meant to communicate with them, we communicate with them. Don't
Yeah,
encourage them.
actually, you're right, man. Shall I tell you
Yeah.
why I'm right? Because in the Bible, I think it says, don't mess with pharmakia, which is like stuff like that, like occult stuff. So,
Well, it does. It says it in a. Doesn't only say in the Bible, it says in the Quran as well. You're not, but they call them jinn in the Quran, don't they? But as
yeah,
it was explained to me, I mean, I'm not a religious person in that way. I don't believe in the Bible. But as it was always said, when you talk about angels, the Bible makes it clear never to try to communicate with angels. So this thing, oh my God, an angel, that's definitely flying in the face of the Bible because of one thing, and it explains it. It says angels are exactly like us. They have free will. They they can do what they want. They're not Ottomans. They can do what they want. So you have good angels, you have bad angels, and you have angels. It depends on what they're feeling like at the moment.
of course you do.
So
There's a third of them, man.
if
A
you,
third of angels.
so if
A
you're
third of
trying
them.
to if you're trying to communicate with them, and one decides that it doesn't like you, and this is where I used to say, why would you trust something that you can't even see or touch? Because how many humans have you met? Human beings that you can see, touch, that you've trusted and you thought they were brilliant, then you find out that they're right horrors. You know, so why talk to something that you can't see or if
Aye.
we're going on deep here, aren't we? We're going very, very deep.
Well,
Very,
no,
very
not
deep.
really. I can go deeper, man.
But
Ah, look at
kitty,
Lot,
kitty,
man.
kitty.
Lot, like, he entertained angels. He had to protect them in Sodom. Or
What the
Gomorrah.
angels?
Yeah, because like everybody wanted to grape him there. That's what it says in
Oh
the
yeah,
Bible, and
yeah.
he had to like protect them and take them into his house and stuff like that. And I think there's a couple of more times that angels but they look like us, but that you can tell there's some of the bad, and that's more or less what
Not
it said in
anymore.
that.
Not anymore. They can't look like us. Ever since the flood, they can't look like us. What it was
Yeah,
before the flood, they were allowed to make themselves fleshy bodies so they could do God's way, and not so they wouldn't frighten humans. They were allowed to take on fleshy bodies so they'd look human, and people
and
didn't know.
have you looked at the biblically accurate angels like them? Like,
What I'm going to do is just mute him because he's talking right over me again. This is the trend with him. But yet they used to be made. It says fleshy bodies. In other words, they can make themselves look human and walk amongst us. But after the flood, well, before the flood, God said, no, you're not doing that. Because, of course, what happened was the flood was sent because the angels started mating with human women. And that produced the, am I pronouncing
Nephilim.
this right? The Nephilim or whatever it's pronounced.
Nephilim,
Nephilim,
Uh,
it's called. The big
yeah,
giants.
yeah, the giants. So that's why they can't make themselves fleshy bodies anymore. They can only be beings of light and nothing else.
now them spirits now are they after the flood?
It is all very interesting because, you know,
Nah, can I?
I like
Sorry,
it.
sorry.
Go on, you've been interrupting all the time. What do you want to say?
Nah, I was gonna when Anne cut me off earlier. This is, the biblically accurate angels, man. They've
Yeah.
like big wheels, like with eyes all around them,
The scary
and then
things.
they're on fire. They've got like a fire beam in the middle of these two revolving like
Yeah.
wheels and shit like that.
And a cherub.
Loads of eyes.
A cherub is
Have you seen Lucifer on Netflix?
Yeah, I've watched. I love that series.
Which,
It is canny, isn't it?
Yeah, I love that.
Which
Lucifer.
No, I never watched it.
Yeah, he meets his dad. He meets God, do he, and everything in it, man. He meets his dad, God, and they had an argument, and it's good, man. I like it.
I'm thinking of going to see that Salem's Lot. You know the film. I like the television series, so I'm thinking I might go to see the film.
Nah, man, them wrecking everything, man. You know the never-ending story. Did you ever watch that when you was younger?
I went to see the film. Yeah.
Yeah, like now, the cute, like the white dragon thing that was
Yeah,
fluffy
like the
and
dog.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've changed it now, like them remaking it, right? And they've changed it into like a demonic, horrible thing. Or like kids, like they wanted the cute thing back in the day, when them remaking it in horrible way, like.
But didn't they change it for the film? The book, if they're staying true, it depends whether they're staying true to the book. I don't know, but I know that there were a lot of changes made for the film that weren't in the book. So they might be going back to the book. It's like what happened to Return to Us when they did Return to Us. That shocked people because they wanted to stay truthful to the books. And when you actually saw the characters, kids were terrified of it because the Wizard of Oz was actually, and the Oz books, because there's
I
more than
know
one
what you
Oz book.
mean.
But they went back to trying to keep it to the original. And it came out as quite a scary film, especially for children. I mean,
It's like the Hansel and Gretel stories, like they had to tone them down for mainstream.
They were cruel, very cruel. But I've got the stars winding up now.
Because it's 1 minute to 10, and Anne loves her time and is watching it like a little beaker. Got your beak in the clock.
I definitely do. And I must say, it's
Cookie looks like he's been through 12 rounds.
I'm stressed to begin with, but I'm not.
You got told off. He was actually told me he'd be 10 minutes late, and next in now more like 20 minutes late. So he's in the punch.
Oh, yeah, I was late as well, bro. I was late. Don't worry about it. I did it as well. You were in the same boat.
But I'm never late for nothing. But I always seem to be late for Anne.
I know because I don't matter. That's what it is.
Oh, it's not like that at all.
That's this is what I feel like. This is what I feel like, being treated like, I can be left waiting. This is what I feel like.
I'll give her an hour and a half notice, though, telling her I was late.
Hey, Cookie, right? Do you know this fella here? Do you know this fella, fashionably late Craig? Oh, he wants things to start half an hour later so he can arrive fashionably late. Yeah.
It's not very fashionable.
Yeah, so coming on use my channel to make an impression on people. They're fashionably late, darlings. But anyway, it's I can
take care, man. Good.
Think how glad I am to see you, you dear old thing.
So the absolute brings it. You have to come on again, Cookie.
Big up, Cookie. Big up, Anne, man. Respect to you both.
We should come on and talk about what's going on with Diddy Coombs and all that.
Who's Diddy Coombs?
Bloody Diddy. What's going on with the
I know now. Oh, Castro's just come late to the party. Oh, sorry, Castro. We're doing it. But Ben, are you still there, Ben? You still there, Ben? See if he replies. Don't know whether he is there or not. But Oh, glamping, Cookie and Ann goes glamping. Do you know, isn't that a cheese? One of my neighbours does that. She says she's going, camping, and it's glamping. That's not really camping, is it? Not when you're glamping.
It depends on what you. If it's one of them ones with a glass ceiling where you can see the stars, lovely and all that.
Oh, lovely, yeah. That would be nice. Yeah, that would be nice. Other than a cold little thing that gets all the mist, not mist. What's it called? Condensation when you wake up in the morning. It's absolutely freezing. Well, so anyway, Cookie, thank you for coming on. It's been wonderful as usual. And I'm going to start doing it. I'll try and do a panel where we talk about different subjects and do a bit of a quiz and all that to make it interesting for people. So everyone, thank you for calling in. Thank you, Cookie, and I'll leave you all with this. If I can get on the right page, I'll leave it all with this.
Roughly to